All right, GM, everybody, and happy Thursday. Yeah, it's nice to be here once again on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. And my time it's 2 p.m. I don't know what time it is over at your end. You guys watching us right now, and you're welcome to another live stream with Onchain Africa by AfroPlay. Sorry, my name is Benjamin, and I'm also known as Web3 Booye in the Web3 space. And one of the things that we do here on Onchain Africa is that we speak to founders building in the African ecosystem in Web3. And we've been running for a while now, and we've spoken to different founders across Nigeria. And from next week, we are looking at talking to founders outside of Nigeria. I'm in talk with particular team from Kenya, and we are looking at how we can get Kenya founders building in the Web3 ecosystem here on Onchain Africa to come share their stories, how they built, how far they've gone. And these live streams that we host is not just about the founders, it's also about you, our viewers out there, how we can also motivate you, encourage you via the stories of these founders that there is nothing limiting you from also building. Because you're an African, because you're a Nigerian, whatever country you're from, doesn't mean that you cannot touch the world or reach the ends of the world from wherever you are in your vicinity. So that's one of the reasons why we actually host Launch in Africa. And don't forget that we have clips from this live stream on our X, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and also on LinkedIn. So you can search out Onchain or sorry, AfroPlay Studio on these platforms and you'll get us. And also one of the things that we make sure I encourage everyone to do is the fact that please do well to share this live stream. So if you are watching now, please encourage me, encourage our viewers, encourage our guests by just clicking either is retweeting, reposting, sharing the link on your WhatsApp status, Snapchat status, whatever platform you use to engage other people and you have your friends. Do well to share this. Or a founder friend needs to be on this live stream, or an African friend needs to be on this live stream. Please also do well to send this to their DM, and I would so much appreciate it. So you're welcome once again. And today we are going to be having somebody from Nigeria building. Let me bring him up stage with me a second. All right, so we'll be having Mr. Eddie with us today. Eddie, good afternoon. How are you, sir? Sorry, I'm muted, just in case you don't know.
You can see. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Eddie Young.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing okay.
Mhm. Yeah, so are you not surprised I pronounced your name correctly? I said Eddie Young.
I'm not surprised because I've been getting that a lot of recent that most people can pronounce the name. Before I
Oh,
thought it
really?
was kind of like difficult, so I used to give them the abbreviation. I give people the abbreviation, but recent, even people that are not from my place pronounce it way better than the abbreviation.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, I'm from your place, by the way, just in case you don't know.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm from Akwa Ibom.
Oh,
Nice. It's always interesting to speak to Akwa Ibom founders or people from Akwa Ibom building something on chain. And I think the adoption in Akwa Ibom is actually very massive, in my own opinion, because of the crypto events that happen. I think Akwa Ibom has is one of the states that has the most crypto or Web3 events here in Nigeria. And I think some weeks back we had, sorry, not Blockfest, Block something having their own events and the likes. So it's actually amazing what's happening at Akwa Ibom in terms of crypto adoption. And I'm glad to actually have somebody from Akwa Ibom here with me today. So, Mr. Didion, how's your week? How's your week been? How's it going?
my week has been stressful. Let me just say, because trying to build thing from the trying to build a startup from the ground up is not something that is a walkthrough. There are a lot of
Yeah,
hookups that everybody around you might be like, oh, this guy is doing it. That is easy for him, but until you are there, that uh,
that is not
a
really
lot
easy
of
for you.
partnership, trying to get users
Mhm.
acquisition. So yeah.
All right. I totally understand you. So let's just dive into it. So as a builder, I know you don't have much time, and I just want to take at most 1 hour of the time. So quickly, just tell us about yourself. Tell us about who Edidium is and what you were doing before you heard about crypto, blockchain, and things like that.
Okay, so I'm Eddie Dion, Wemedimo. I'm the founder of Corre. And before Corre, I was actually a developer, a product manager. I was a developer turned product manager, actually, in the
You're on
Web2
Ton. That was on Ton,
space.
right?
Yeah?
You were a developer on Ton.
No, not on Ton. I was a developer, an Android developer. Then I
Okay,
got the
okay, sorry.
opportunity to become a product manager
Mm,
for a friend's startup. For a friend's startup, it was doing something, so you needed hands that could actually manage the project. So I was like, oh, I could do it. It was kind of like a foundation, charity foundation. Let me just put it in that sense, but it was basically on the web in which users can easily donate and then make outreach. So that's how I switched from being a developer to a product manager, and I kind of like loved it. That, oh wow, so I can really do product management. Then 2 years ago, I kind of like saw on Twitter where it's actually my friend. I don't know if you know him, Monarch, was like, oh, he's building something in Lagos for Solana and all of that. That is super team. That who's interested. And then I jumped into his DM. And then that's how I got into the Web3 fully. Because I was always aware of the Web3 space, but didn't really know how to navigate my way around it. And I was never really bothered about I was never really bothered about the whole Web3 space, but I just knew about it, Bitcoin, crypto, but actually developing and building on it was not something I actively took interest in till that tweet that actually piqued my interest. And then here we are building something on the Solana and the blockchain space.
oh, that's nice. But before we go into what you're building once again, like how has been your experience with the super team? Like tell me your journey with the super team, how they've helped you grow and how they've helped you get to this point where you are right now.
Oh, my journey with Super Team has been amazing. The members of Super Team are really, really helpful in getting people, especially if you're like a novice or you're new, and then you show some kind of prospects and talent. So they actually nurture you, groom you, give you the opportunity to actually go push you in the right direction. That okay, this based on our experience, this is what we think or we know that will be best for you and how we can actually achieve what you actually have in here. So they give that guidance to anybody that is really interested in building in the blockchain space, especially from Africa, because how would I put it? Like Africa is kind of like, even though they are builders, but the outside world sees us as we just take. We are not really giving that. We are not building.
Mm,
But
yeah.
with what Super Team is doing, and also not only Super Team, there's also the Ethereum and Base also community. They're actually bringing the spotlights to that. Oh, they're actually developers and builders in the African space that can actually contribute to the Web3 space, not just onlookers. So they nurture
Mm,
and they guide you in the right path that you should take.
mm. I think that that's actually very true. And that's the essence of a community. Community is always there to guide you. So you don't fall into the hands of scammers and all of those things that happen to people that are trying to find their way here in the Web3 space. So quickly, let's tell me about Core. What is Core about? What's the what's the idea in a very layman term?
Actually, programmable finances, programming.
Okay, so me as a novice listening to this, because I'm sure we have some novice actually listening to us right now. What does it mean? What's the meaning of the word programmable stable coin? What does it mean?
So that means it's the stable that is used to basically is a stable coin or a dollar pegged cryptocurrency in which you can use to invest in the capital market on chain.
Mm,
Okay, I'm still saying most users might not know what's on chain, but it's just basically the blockchain. You using the cryptocurrency that is pegged to the dollar, actual dollar, to invest in to do anything on the web.
so it's just like saying that you guys are an investment platform.
Yes, something like that. Yeah, an investment platform. We help you. provide users with different investment tools in which they can make informed decision on where they want to put their money in or grow their finances.
So what's different between what you are building and a staking platform?
A staking platform is a staking platform basically is you using a crypto that has been given by the firm that is actually how like just like Sol, for instance, is a crypto
Mm-hmm.
that is owned by Solana. So you just take it to earn active rewards. That's by I don't want to go too technical into the whole distance. Or can I go technical?
No, yeah, you're free. We have some technical people obviously listening that probably might understand better.
Yeah. So staking is basically you taking a cryptocurrency and putting it into a platform so that behind the scenes there's kind of like a validator. So these validators are people that actually check if what is happening on the blockchain, if somebody spends or sends a particular transaction, they have to actually validate that what they are doing is valid on the blockchain. So you staking your soul is helping those validators run perfectly. So for that, you'll be earning some rewards, which the reward is actually sent out 48 hours every expo cycle. But for what we do is when, for instance, we have a savings platform, what we actually do is once you deposit your stable coins with us, we take it and then we lend it to people that actually need it, and then you earn interest on it.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys are a lending platform. So, for example, I have 1,000 naira. I'm not using my
Yeah.
1,000 naira. I bring my 1,000 naira to a platform. I'm using naira because I think we have Nigerians watching, right? So,
Yeah.
I bring my 1,000 naira to your platform, and you guys take my 1,000 naira and give to somebody that needs the 1,000 naira. So,
Yes.
how does my reward come back? Like, what kind of rewards do I earn by lending my money?
You earn interest. There's a particular percentage that you earn for lending that's your naira. So the borrower actually pays that interest to you. So you're
Hmm.
actually earning interest on your 1,000 naira.
So the interest is like what? Is it like 10% interest or 20% interest kind of interest?
Yeah, it's a percentage and APY, and so
Yeah.
it's gradually ranges from 6 to 10% APY.
Mm,
That's what you
mm.
earn interest on.
Okay, interesting. So now let me ask you another question, which is kind of a general question. So we know a lot of people in Nigeria have interviewed some interesting guests on this live stream. We know there are people that are probably going into prediction, and there are people that are actually going into trading and all of that. But you choose to start building into in yield infrastructure and capital markets. Now, where did this instinct come from? Because I'm sure this is a very technical niche and a very interesting niche also. Why did you choose to build in this niche?
Oh, I came from okay. For a long time, I've been investing little money. Using other platforms. So yeah, it's not just that I started investing today. So I've been investing for a while, even during my NYC. For the audience that don't understand what NYC is, actually like a 1 year
School.
program in Africa and Nigeria. So I've been investing since then, putting in small money into the Nigerian capital market, into the US capital market, and even savings. But where this idea actually came up for, it has actually been something that has been on my mind because a couple of friends and I kind of like had this banter that it is only person we let me speak pidgin, a person we don't chop belle full 9 day invest. And I was like, no, you don't have to have all the money in the world before you can start investing. That I'm actually doing it. So we kind of like had this banter, and then from there I now realized that a lot of people, not just my friends that we're having banter with, don't actually know what investment is. They just believe that, oh, if you does it when you have big money that you can now start looking at, oh, you want to invest, you want to retire and all of that. So I actually had it on my mind that, oh, I would love to actually have like a web app or a community in which we can come together and teach ourselves investment. So the idea has always been there, but I've not really had the opportunity to act on it until I then got into the Web3 space and then saw how that, at least on the Web3 space, even though the regulatory is kind of like tough, but to some extent you can actually begin doing something on it. And that's
Mm.
how the idea of Corre came to be, in which okay, so that's okay on the blockchain. It's kind of like easier to start investing your money instead of just, oh, you just buy Bitcoin and then you watch the markets up, go down, and then when most people actually don't even make money from buying Bitcoin, because once they buy, they don't have that patience to actually wait, so they sell at a loss. So I was going to look at it as, okay, instead of you selling your Bitcoin that you bought at a loss and then Sakpa hit, I mean, you bought Bitcoin and then Sakpa comes and then hits you, you sell. Why don't you just invest your stable coins in something that is earning you yields? And then even if Sakpa comes, I don't know, hope my
Yeah, I
terminology is
understand.
clear.
We have a lot of
Yeah,
Nigerians they don't know
yeah,
what Sakpa is, so no fear.
yeah. So even if Sakpa comes, you can withdraw the interest that you have earned. You can start taking the interest that you have earned before you actually touch the amount that is on the platform. So I just set out to solve that issue
That
of,
particular problem.
yes.
That's nice. So I know your audience are Nigerians, and most of
Mm.
these Nigerians don't understand what it means to swap, what it means to bridge. And I'm sure that probably one thing you're doing on your platform is making it easy to convert naira to dollar. So, but I've not explored that. But I would love to know: is that possible? Have you made it easy for people to exchange normal fiat to USDC or USDT?
Yeah, it's very, very easy. It takes less than 3 seconds to convert from your fiat naira to USDC. All you just need to do is just connect your bank app, I mean your Nigerian bank app, and then just do the transfer to your crypto wallet, and then you get credited with USDC. And also the same, if you are converting your USDC to Nairas, also streamless. Since your bank account is already connected, you just input the amount, and then instantly in 2 seconds, 3 seconds, you receive your Naira deposit in your bank account.
Now,
Yeah.
I think this is very interesting. So, sorry to ask, how did you connect? For example, I use Kuda. All right.
Yeah.
So, how did you connect, or how would I connect my Kuda account or bank account to your platform and just easily make the transfer?
So it's almost the same thing. Now I said it's very streamless. We made it streamless. So all you just need to do is once you get to the app, you see a send to bank. Then you'll be
Mm-hmm.
asked for a one-time password. A one-time password will be sent to your email to actually verify that you are the one that is
It's trying to
actually
connect.
wanting to, yes, to connect and off ramp. And then once you input that one-time password, you input your account details. The rest is just left to you to select the amount of USDC you want to off ramp, and then you receive it instantly in your banking app.
Wow, this is interesting. So, okay, so for example, I want that to receive. So, how do I now deposit from my banking app? Is it that your platform generates an account? Probably you guys are connected with something like Paystack or something for me to send the money into.
Yeah, you send the money to a designated wallet, to a designated bank account that is going to be generated for you. So immediately
Mm,
the money arrives there, automatically behind the system, it notices it and triggers the USDC sent to you. So we are not really, it's not like it's a manual something. So once you just deposit to your this thing, to the bank account that has been designated to you, behind the scenes, he automatically detects that, oh, 10,000 naira has been deposited, and
mm,
then the equivalent USDC of that 10,000 naira should be sent to your wallet address that is that is attached to your details on the
mm,
platform, and then you get credited your USDC.
mm. All right, beautiful, amazing. I like that. All right, so now my next question now, you're actually dealing with a lot of funds. Now, how
Mhm.
secured are you guys? What's your security like? Is it tight? And how are you preventing hacks?
Security is at least as security as is okay. And I would not want to say is.
Oh, geez, I think we lost him there a bit. So while we wait for him to fix the network issue, I'm really, really excited about what I'm hearing about Corre. And just in case you don't know, Corre is more like, let me say, in your layman term, is an investment platform whereby you can easily invest. Sorry, let me switch the camera. Whereby you can easily invest your normal Naira. You can easily invest your Naira in crypto. Sorry, just trying to fix this so you can just have my screen. All right, good. So Corre is an application owned by a Nigerian whereby you can easily invest your Naira, is it and easily convert it to USDC. They are called stable coins, just in case you don't know. They are called stable coins, where you can easily convert your normal fiat, which is Naira, to stable coins and invest in different assets that this platform makes available. Now, I've not tried it out right now, but I'm excited. This is something I'd love to try out after this live stream and see how I can also invest, convert my small 2 par and 3 par that I'm not using, that's 3K or 10K I'm not using, and see how seamless this happens. Now, he said that you don't actually need to do anything big, and this has been created in such a way that a total noob in the crypto space can invest. So, for example, I'm trying to get a good from Jumia. Jumia automatically populates a generic account for me to send funds into. I said that they are using that same system in what they are building right now, which I feel is mind blowing. And you just really convert to that, and from there you save. And it was just about answering the security aspect, because I know we Nigerians, anywhere where we put our money, it's very important that we know how secured our money is or how secured our investment is. Especially what happened last week with a popular Solana, I think, platform that got hacked of millions of dollars. So I think security is one thing that we have to be very, very conscious about, and knowing where we are putting our money, if it's safe or not, so that we don't actually later cry and look for our money. And just in case you are hearing about Corre for the first time, let me share my screen so you can probably see the Corre platform. 1 second. Interesting how I know their Twitter handle off heart. It's interesting. This is a very interesting job. Very interesting job. 1 second. Let me share my screen. And here it is. So Yoa. So here is our platform. Please do want to give them a follow. I just give them a follow here on Twitter. And they said, I actually wanted to ask about this announcement, which was made on January 22nd. They are now live on the Solana Seeker application. For those of you that don't know, Solana has a mobile phone, which is okay. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so he just sent me a message on Telegram now that he's experiencing a little technical issue, so he's going to be back in a second. So I was talking about what they've built, by the way. So they are currently available on the Solana mobile app. So you can, if you're using the Solana Seeker phone, you can download what they've built on the Solana Seeker. And I would also ask him if they have probably an Android version or an iOS version for people that that don't have Solana Seeker phone, because I don't have Solana Seeker phone, but I would love to invest in what they are doing. So I think we have him back now, and let me just bring him back with me. 1 second. All right, Mr. Eddie, are you there, sir? Your mic is muted. I don't know. Let me just ask him quickly. Okay. Not yet. We're sorry about this that is happening. It's just one of these things that we experience from time to time. This is one of the things that we do experience, especially when you live in a very interesting country like Nigeria. So, trying to. So yeah, back to what I was saying about what they built, and I saw that they actually have partnership with Paj Cash, and this is something. This is also a very interesting platform on Solana that Nigerians are building things, Africans are building things, and I love it when I see Africans actually come together I have this infrastructure built in, and I'm trying to build this on the front end or use amazing user experience. Yeah. Let's just partner together. Let's see how we can get this done faster. So rather than me starting to build afresh, someone has built an infrastructure that I can actually build on, and it saves time. It saves months of programming that to build that, and I'm able to focus on what's important and my dream or vision, particularly for whatever it is I have in mind. So it's amazing seeing what Nigerians are building. And big shout out to the super team. Super team have been doing a whole lot. And if you are watching this and you are a developer, all right. So let me just share this quickly. Solana is actually currently have their hackathon for builders with a huge sum of money at stake. And just in case you want to belong to a community, I'm giving the Solana guys a free promo here. Okay, I don't know if he's back. I think Eddie is back. Let me just confirm. Hello, Mr. Eddie, are you back?
Hello.
Yeah, okay, good. You're back quickly. So let's just quickly do this and we'll get back to what we are talking about quickly. So for those of you guys, in case you don't know, Solana is one amazing community. And we also have the Avalanche community also out there. And I think Polkadot also have their Nigerian community, African community. So do want to belong to one of these communities. They are building things, especially if you're a builder and you should belong to a community. So what's it called? The Coliseum Hackathon is currently live. I'm just trying to scroll through the Solar Super Team NG. I can't remember how much they invested or how much is at stake, but it's something that a lot of builders or developers should actually partake in. Right? So this is the Coliseum page, and if you're a builder and you don't have funding and funding is limiting your dreams, you can partake in Coliseum to make the most of this opportunity. I think it's going to be live for a couple of weeks, so you can apply and also be a part of what it's all about. So let's quickly head back to our guest today, Mr. Eddie. Mr. Eddie was actually telling us about their security infrastructure of what they are building at Corre, and how your money and my money is going to be safe on their platform. So I'm listening to you, sir.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay. Sorry, I had a little technical issue there. My devices overheated and then just went off on me.
All right, no problem. It's fine.
Yeah. So the last question that you asked was how we are handling security.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so for that, we have actually partnered with a couple of security firms to actually use their own infrastructure that has withstood the test of time. So actually block the likes of hackers. At least we know of the hack that happened last week with Drift Protocol.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, so from our own end, we are actually partnering with some security firms and also using some of their tools. Like for our wallets, for instance, we are using Privy, which actually has like a strong security around wallet infrastructure to actually not allow miscellaneous or individuals, bad actors to actually to get your private keys and steal your funds. So that's how we navigate security.
Okay, nice. I think another question here is that probably I'm using Corre for the first time. Does Corre automatically generate a wallet for me, or I manually have to connect my wallet to Corre?
It automatically generates a wallet for you.
Hmm.
So
Okay, I think we have another internet or technical issue right now. So I'm sorry, please just be patient. This is one of the issues that we experience on this live stream. So when you're coming or when you're joining the live stream, please come with patience. I come here with a lot of patience. So also, please do well to come with patience on the live stream. All right, I think he's trying to join with another account now. So let me bring him up with that. Hello, sir, are you there?
yeah, I'm there.
Okay. So you were saying something. Sorry.
Yeah. think my okay. Why is my video not coming? My devices just decided to go against me today. I'm just switching between my phone and then my laptop. I don't know what is wrong
Yeah.
with them today.
So sorry about that.
And
Sorry about
internet is
that. So
actually
any
good,
weapon fashioned
and my
against
area
us
is just.
today, scatter. All right, sir. I'm with you, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. So you're asking about the wallet. So
Yes, sir.
actually we actually built Corre with non-Web3 people in mind. So that's why there's no anything. We don't expect you to actually know how to create a wallet, what a wallet is. So we actually made it easy for you to sign up on the platform using what everybody is familiar with, which is your email, your Google, your Gmail, your Apple account.
Mm.
So you are not actually trying to learn a new thing from scratch, especially if you are
Mm.
not um which word will I use? If you are not really familiar with the Web3 space. So
Mm.
on connecting your Gmail account, for instance, behind the scenes, a wallet address is being generated for you automatically. So you are not creating it by your own self. And then once that wallet address is created for you, instructions are actually there that you can actually follow to make your first funding of the wallet address, and then you see your stable coins appear on your account instantly.
Mm. All
So we're
right. All
actually building with non-crypto people in mind.
right. Okay. So I can see that on your platform, I can also invest in other things aside lending my money. So what kind of assets can I invest in using Corre?
So you can, for now, you can invest in the US stock market. So if you have interest in owning Apple shares, for instance, you can use your stable coins to invest in Apple shares. Most of the companies that you love and you see are all around you. So you can easily just invest there and then get shares of that company, and then you grow with the company. You see the ups and the downs, and then in the long term, investment always pays off. So you can use our platform to invest in capital markets, in the US capital markets.
Mm. All right. All right. This is really, really nice. Like really, really nice for you, sir. I just want to show this. Please, if you are watching right now, I popped up on the screen their Twitter handle. Please head down to Twitter and follow Corre. Please, I'm begging. To our viewers on YouTube, 24, 27 viewers on X also, please don't just head down to Twitter and give these guys a follow. These guys are building something amazing. And I'm sure it's not easy to build what they're building. And that's why I want to ask my next question now. You guys have capital markets in your application. How did you do it? How did you connect it? I know that I can trade capital market using my Soulflare wallet or my Phantom wallet, but how did you manage to incorporate stocks in your application?
So how we actually incorporated so was partnering with the X stocks platform in the US.
Hmm.
So they actually had this idea of tokenizing the US stocks. And then it was actually a brilliant idea because normally for you to invest in US stocks, you actually have to have some kind of documentation.
Yeah.
we- Most people in this part of the world don't have that kind of documentation that is needed to invest in shares. So
Hmm.
tokenizing it actually made it easier for anyone to just trade stocks any time of the day, not even following the market hours, because investing in stocks also has market hours, which is from the window of 9 to 2 p.m. from Monday to Friday. But with the tokenization of stocks, even if it is in the middle of the night on a Sunday, you can just spin up Corre app and then invest in the US stocks, and instantly you will be given your own share of the circle of the stocks that you just purchased. So we actually partnered with them to actually integrate stock exchange on our platform.
Hmm. I feel this is amazing, sir. This is really amazing. Hearing these things that you've built, I'm really, really interested in what you guys are doing. And this is the beauty of on chain. There is no opening hours, and there's no closing hours. You can always invest, trade whenever you want to, either on your bed, in the toilet, whatever time you're about going to bed. You can always do that. So I'm encouraging everybody watching, and you've always wanted to invest. You don't know how to invest. Corre is that go-to app that you can go to and invest in international stock. You don't want to invest, you can also lend your money out and also get returns from investing. And I think for what I'm seeing here, also you can earn up to 8% APY on your USDT on the money that is lying down somewhere. So at the end of the year, imagine you invested a thousand naira. So at the end of the year, you're getting about I think 0.8 naira as return. So imagine this, and we are in the time and age where we are talking about compound returns. All right, the most money that you make, you would enjoy from compound returns. So this is one way that you can start generating compound returns for yourself in the space of 10, 20 years. And don't forget, compound money is not money that you would expect profits, massive profit today. It take a while to accumulate and make the most from such money. And you can start saving for your unborn children. And sorry, I mean investing for your unborn children. You can come back to 10 Web3 Bull. All right. So
And also,
sir,
you
I
don't
saw
need
that you
a lot. And just to add to that, you don't need a lot of money to start investing, because that's
yeah.
where my whole idea of building this platform came from. Because a lot of people think, oh, you need a lot of money, you need to be like an odogu before you can start planning towards your retirement or having something that you can easily fall on in case, because you never can tell. You can just, maybe you can be laid off from your job and then you don't have
Mm,
anything to fall on. But if you are putting your money on Corre, if anything happens, you can easily just have something to follow that is already even earning interest already.
mm,
So you don't need to have all the money in the world. You can start with what you have and then allocate it, and then you also be earning interest on it. You
mm.
can also you also need to have all the money in the world to also start and buying shares of some of the companies that you use. I mean, everybody owns an Apple device, everybody uses a Google. You can also own shares in that company, and you don't need all the money in the world to own shares in that company.
Mm. All right, this is amazing. My question now, I see you guys are live on Solana Seeker. Now, are
Yeah.
you also live on other platforms? Can one download you on probably your iOS device or the Android device?
No, we are not live on other products. You can either get us on the Solana D App Store or on our web app.
Okay, so like, what's the hindrance? What's stopping you guys from actually going live on these other platforms?
Um, since we are still growing, we don't want to be stretched too thin. So we're actually prioritizing. It's just based on our priorities right now. So we're actually
Mm,
prioritizing where we actually launch. But in the coming quarter, we are actually looking at launching on Android. Since
mm,
the Solana D app is an Android app, so you can
mm,
easily deploy on the Solana Android. But it's just based on our priorities right now. That's what is
mm.
just holding us. But
Okay,
over the coming
mean,
quarter, we'll look into deploying there. But we
mm,
actually wanted easy access for anybody to access it, because I also know that not everyone loves to have apps on their phone nowadays. So that's why we're actually really focusing on the web app of it. So from your browser, you can actually just spin up our platform and then you begin using it.
all right, amazing. So talking about priorities, what as a team, what are your priorities as at right now, this current Q2?
This current Q2 is actually we're actually prioritizing bringing in more high quality financial instruments to Corre users, because I feel like, or we the team feel like, okay, just being able to earn on your stable coins and then also invest in the capital markets is not really enough. So we have been speaking with our users and trying to understand their needs and their financial goals, so we can actually know what we should do next and what kind of financial instruments we should bring to them that can actually help them grow their finances, not just limiting them to only these two financial markets.
Hmm. Okay, so talking about let's talk about expansion a little bit. Now, I know you guys are just live on Solana. Do you intend expanding outside of Solana, probably to other ecosystems?
That's also in the roadmap, also expanding to other blockchains. But as I said, it's just our priority right now to just have a clear cut focus on actually executing what we have on ground and actually nailing it before we can start biting other different pies. And then we don't also want to give, because since you are dealing with people's money, you have to be careful. You don't want to just go out there and then give out half baked something, and then you start having your users complain, oh, my funds this, where can't I see this? So we actually want to have a clear cut vision and actually execute on what we are doing, and actually get it right for our users before we actually look at expanding to other blockchain. But it's definitely something that will actually integrate other blockchains, so you don't, so that you're not just limited to only one. Oh, it's only this platform I can invest. I can actually put my stable coins on. So even if you are someone on Base, on Links, you can easily just send your USDC there, and then you can invest or earn.
Mm. All right, all right. I think that's amazing. What you guys are doing so far, and how you guys intend to also expand. And I also, in my own opinion, I also feel that it's quite pertinent to be good at something first. So it's okay that you guys are focused on one ecosystem and you're trying to conquer and dominate it first before thinking of expansion. All right, so which is really, 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 really brilliant in my own opinion, if you ask me. All right. So I would just also love to know. I know you guys have tried talking to your community and built with them so far. Now, my next question: you guys have had amazing milestone, having over 100 plus downloads on the Solana Seeker mobile device. But now, do you guys have any huge milestone so far for you? All right. What do you think is your greatest milestone so far?
My greatest milestone so far would be, let me actually say, since we're actually built for the African markets, with the intention of the African market, but it was kind of like funny seeing other people from other markets actually reaching out to us and then saying that, oh, they love what we are doing, and then they will actually want to use our platform, and they actually deposited money. Because
Mm,
when you are kind of like building, you don't actually expect that, oh, somebody would actually want to even use what you are doing. But when a customer, for instance, a user in the US kind of like reach out to you and say, oh, we love your platform and we would love to use it, and then not just him just scanning through and he actually makes a deposit, so it was kind of like, oh, that is nice. So that means I can actually go global. So we've kind of like had like users from America, from Asia, actually use the platform and then actually deposit some substantial amount of funds in the platform to earn. So I was like, oh, that's really nice. So it was kind of like huge for me personally. I don't know about the team, but that was actually huge for me.
for you. Yeah, yeah, that's good. It's always exciting when you see people being interested in what you are doing. Like, wow, somebody likes what I'm doing. Interesting. So for people watching now, I'm sure we have people that are watching right now that probably have amazing ideas, but they are stuck having this fear or this mindset. Who is going to use my platform? Who is going to use whatever I'm building? Now, I want you to say something to people like that, or people that fall into that category that are stuck by their own fears or mental limitation.
Oh, I would so say you should just launch and then kind of like know, okay, who are your first 10 customers are going to be, and how are you going to reach them. So first of all launch the app, even if it is a wait list or it's just a landing page. Just launch and have it out there, so that people can just have an idea of what exactly you are building or what you intend building, and then find a way to kind of like get your 10 first users or 10 first wait lists if the product is not yet MVP ready. And also, don't have this mindset of, oh, nobody is going to use my platform. Once it's out there, you might just be surprised of what's what people are actually needing, and what they
Mm,
actually need is actually your solution. But they don't
mm,
really know how to actually articulate it and be like, oh, this is
mm,
what they actually needed. And another thing I actually discovered is that customers in some way actually becomes your friends, especially when you are solving their problem, the problem that they actually have, they become your friends even faster than your friends will even become your customers. So
mm,
actually, if that is even if it is one person that you have, actually focus on that person and actually know exactly what he needs, and then it can have a ripple effect in which that being your own spokesman for what you are doing. As, oh yeah, I saw these guys and they helping me solve this. I think you also love it, and then they themselves will tell other people, and then to your surprise, you just be like, what's happening? I did not really expect, and you just find out it was that one customer that you actually focused on and actually
Mm,
solved his needs. That had a ripple effect. So what I will say is, build, put your products out there, hear what people are saying, then if you get their feedback, and then from that feedback you reiterate, you see what you can change and what you cannot change, and then put it out there, and then get people's feedback. Let there be eyeballs on what you are doing, and
mm,
then people actually take interest. So
mm.
that fear of, oh, I don't know how to launch, just put it out there.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm sorry I'm asking a lot of questions because I mean, as you're speaking, if you've noticed, I sent you some questions before we started. I've not touched any question from there because the more I'm listening to you speak, I'm just having a lot of questions in my head. And I'm also asking for the sake of people watching us right now. And just in case you are joining us right now on either on YouTube or on X, I'm speaking to the founder of Corre app. Corre is actually an investment platform and also a lending platform. So you can go with your little money and say, okay, I'm not using the money. You can either choose to lend it to someone that needs the money or invest in stocks, whatever stocks, probably Apple, Google, and the likes on this platform. So right now they are not available on your mobile app. Most mobile apps right now, that's the iOS and the Android mobile app. But if you have a Solana Seca mobile app or mobile phone, you can get it from the app store, or you can simply use their website, which is mobile friendly or computer friendly. Also has an amazing UI and also an amazing user experience. All right, now, so for builders watching right now, somebody out there is a developer building probably in the web 2 and wants to start building in web 3. Why should they be a part of the super team Nigeria in their growth journey? Why should they be a part of it, of the community? I think we lost it. Wow, that was quite interesting. All right, so while we wait for him to return, and probably also is also probably currently experiencing network issue right now, which is, I think, is a very common problem today or on these live streams. It's not something we are proud of, but it just a sub normally. Okay, so once again, I'll talk about the applications, and the interesting thing is that um, I've had a couple of African or Nigerian founders. From next week, by the grace of God, we'll start talking about African founders. All right. So we've had a couple of them, and they've been doing amazing things from security to B2B to building amazing communities or to building a what's it called? Not a betting platform, sorry, a prediction platform. We've had yesterday I was speaking to Patrick from Asian Markets building on Avalanche. I've spoken to Jade, who's also building a security platform. He's a blockchain auditor and also a cyber security expert. We have other people also we've spoken to. We've spoken to the founders of Planbook, who are actually they are building a B2B system infrastructure to help for payment between businesses and their clients. So we have amazing builders here in Africa. Just if we can sit back and look at how can we enjoy what they are building. And if you are watching right now and you've always wanted to invest, this is your sign. I say to you, take this as a sign that you have to start investing today. And the best platform for you to invest on or for you to invest with is called Corre app. It's available. Their website is very available. So you can go look at the below the screen. We have something dancing around, which is the website, sorry, their Twitter handle. So you can simply follow them on Twitter. From there, you can access their website and also look at what they're building and see how you can start participating or start investing in what they've built so far. 1 second, let me bring him back on stage. So we have a question here from Mr. Zico. Zico is asking a very interesting question. Zico is asking, how do I get to explore the community? Is it the Super NG community or the Corre community? If it's for the Corre app, you can see the link right here. Oh, sorry, their Twitter handle. You can just follow them on Twitter and see how you can chat with them or help them grow and also use the platform. And if it's for the Super Team NG, you can just simply go to your X and let me just quickly share my screen to display that. 1 second. You can just simply go to your Twitter and search for Super Team Nigeria, and you'll find them there. And you'll see they make tweets of all of their committees across Nigeria. All right. So you can, if you stay in Zamfara, you stay in Kaduna, you stay in Oshogbo, you stay in Lagos, you stay in Bayelsa. I think they are across the 32 or 30 states we have in Nigeria. All right. So just do well to look for who their team founder is or something. Or you can, I think I shoot them a DM, send them a DM and ask your question also. And you can also join their Discord. I think they also have a Discord and they have weekly calls that you can also go in, ask questions, and see how you can be a part of the Solana NG community. All right, so we have our brother back, Mr. Eddie. Okay, I think. Whoa. You're welcome back, Mr. Eddie. Sorry, I'm sure you had another internet glitch, right? Which is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
all right. So I was asking a very interesting question. Now we have somebody who is a builder and would love to come into the Web3 space. I was asking, why should they be a part of the Super Team NG? What do they stand to benefit building with the Super Team NG on their side?
You get a lot of, first and foremost is the guidance that is actually, of course, since you are a newbie, I know you don't really know how to navigate your way around the whole Web3 space. So with Super Team, for instance, they have different guilds. So it just depends on, okay, you're a developer. There's actually like the developer guild in which they guide you, they take you from novice to advanced level and building with the Rust. If I don't know your strength, your developer strengths, if you know how to write TypeScript or Rust or your programming language you are used to, but they actually guide you on what is the best programming language you can use. Solana is built using Rust, and then there are a bunch of other different tools in which they will give you guidance on, and then you can actually reach out to them if you are stuck using any of these, and then they are always available even in the middle of the night. There is someone that will actually attend to you and then guide you, and then there are also other courses and community that you can join, that with their help they will help you navigate this and actually get you up to speed with this thing. And also there's also jobs. So if you also want to get jobs with the community, it becomes easier because they can actually say, okay, this is my person, and then I kind of like know him, like basically vouching for you. And then so yeah, so the community gives guidance, helps out, and then even financially safe, if they actually see what you are doing and they kind of like really like it, that okay, yes, this thing is cool. There's also the financial aspects to it in which they can support you with.
Okay, thank you so much. We have about 8 minutes for this to end. I have a lot of questions, but I'll just bring them down to two questions now. Now let's talk about marketing. How do you intend to market this app to Nigerians at large?
Okay, how I would say how we are marketing this app for Nigerians at large. Right now, we are actually just reaching out. What we are doing is actually outreach for now. That's
Mm-hmm.
having like personal one-on-one section with individuals with the working capital. Since it actually has to deal with investments, is people that actually have funds, or let's say funds in their hands, that will be most likely to invest or actually use the platform. So we're actually having one-on-one section with them, and actually moving around with, let's say, car dealers, people that have that's actually in the workforce, and then actually telling them that okay, this is what you can do with on our platform, and this is what you can use your money to do. So it's just basically reaching out to people at this particular stage, since we are still in the early stage. So we are just having that one-to-one. Let there be a face to what you're actually using. Because another thing that most people don't actually know as a builder is, in Nigeria or in Africa, there's this trust issue that
Mm.
they kind of like that they have. So if
Yeah.
they don't have this one-on-one face, a face to put on the brand, and then you're just going at large, there'll be that ignorance of this one has scam. Let me use that word. This one has scam. They won't
Mm.
take my money. So there actually has to be that one-on-one with them, so that they actually know you, So for now, that's what we're actually focusing on, having that one-on-one with individuals, and so they can put a face to the brand. So we reach out to people in the workforce, bankers, car dealers, people that actually deal with large chunk of money, and then they just want to keep part of it somewhere. And even if they are not even keeping part of it somewhere, we actually introduce it to them that instead of this, your money just sitting down there, you can actually put it here, and then whenever you actually need it, you can actually withdraw it. Because one of the things I failed to mention is that on the platform, you can easily withdraw your money from the lending protocol, and then you can actually deposit. So there's no like, oh, there's like a 3-day window or a 5-day window. Once you deposit, you immediately start earning yields. And then also, when you are ready to withdraw, instantly you withdraw it with your interest. So we're actually introducing them gradually to this, and they're actually trying to build that trust layer in a trustless environment that we are in, especially with people's money.
Yeah. All right. That's amazing. So you guys are going in person, reaching out to this
Yeah.
person and showing you first, so that you can trust me, you can trust what we are doing. We can help
Yeah.
you in directly or indirectly help you grow your money gradually. And that's amazing. So my last question. There is somebody probably watching this live stream, probably in Etimepo village or in Senudim or probably at Ikotakpaden, somewhere in Akwa Ibom, and there's
Yeah.
somebody who is one village like that watching this and they feel limited by their environment. What is that message you have for that person who is watching right now?
I feel, I know, since we are in Nigeria, a lot of things with the no electricity, the bad
Mm,
data, and then I mean the bad internet connection, you might kind of like feel like, oh, you cannot really get things done. But what I would say is, if you actually have your mindset on achieving a particular goal, you don't have to really look at your environment. And you don't have to actually look like, oh, I don't have these tools to actually start building or developing. You don't need to have all the, I know, we are all young. We believe that, oh, before we can actually start something, we need to have like, let's say, a MacBook Pro M5 before we can actually start developing. But I want you to look around you and be like, because especially in this age of AI, you don't need to even have a MacBook Pro to begin developing or building. Even with your
mm,
phone, with an OK phone, you can first of all just using prompts develop a landing page, and then with that you can just share it with your small friend group or with even your church group. That's, oh, this is what I'm actually building, and this is what I've actually achieved so far. And then to your surprise, you'll be like, oh wow, this is amazing. So what I'm trying to say is that don't actually look at your environment or look at what other people are doing. Just look at what you have, and then what you can actually get your hands on, and begin from there. And then with that, you begin to grow, and then you look back at it and you'll be like, Omo, it has been 2 years, I've been 3 years now, and see how far I have come. That I remember when I did not even have like an office to even sit in. It was just maybe in a secondary school in Ikodikpene, because I was trying to have a good network connection. And then now I'm seated in this office. So just begin from where you are, and then use the tools that you have. And then also, even if you see someone that has these tools, reach out to him and be like, oh, guy, can I actually use your this thing? This is what I'm trying to achieve. And then kind of like, I've kind of like say, at least be humble, and then don't really take things that, oh, this particular person, they is not actually moving the way I want him to move, and then
mm,
because of that, I'll just go and sleep on my bed. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that actually knows what you want to achieve. You know your goals, and do whatever it is for you to actually achieve those goals. Because at the end of the day, the world is not going to reward those that did not try at all, that did not do anything. They are actually going to reward those that did something, that are doers. And then there's a particular quote that I love of recent. I've been seeing that a moving man will always meet his luck. So
mm.
instead of you staying stagnant and they're not doing anything, you never can tell what will happen. But if you are always doing, you are moving, one day everything will just pan out, and then you look back and then you're like, wow, I cannot believe this.
Thank you so much, sir. So to you
Yeah.
watching right now, probably watching from one village where there's no lights, there's no good internet, start somewhere. start moving. Don't stay stagnant. Like you said, a moving man, one day, surely, we definitely meet his or our luck. And don't forget, luck is simply preparation meeting opportunity. All right, sir. I think
Yeah.
I forgot one question which I feel is very, very important. I noticed that you guys started as a freelancing tool. You guys
Okay.
started with that. So at what point did you know that you just had to evolve from being a freelancing to what you guys are doing right now? What was that point of evolving?
Oh, the point of pivoting actually came from we just looking at it and just saying that the freelancing landscape was being taken, but because with this AI that was everywhere, we actually saw that freelancers would not really be needed again. Let me say that one. No freelancers might come for me and be like, "What do you mean they are not going to be taken?" Because there are now agents, multiple agents that you can just set it up on your device and then they will do basically what you pay somebody 10 hours to do. I mean before. So we just looked at it and be like, with this agentic economy, most things will actually fade out. So how can we
Mm.
actually build for this agentic economy and then actually reposition? So that's where the thought process came from of actually moving from the whole freelancing to and helping freelancers to actually help them earn.
I just feel that you just saw that there was a point where you just had to do something different and you
Yeah.
went for it. And that's what makes you a smart builder, a smart developer. And to anybody that's afraid and say, okay, what if this doesn't work out? Trust me, when you start, you will get to that point where you know that, okay, I should be doing this and not this. And that is how you move from point A to point B successfully. Sir Eddie, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for spending 1 hour with me this afternoon. It was amazing. It was an amazing conversation with you, to be honest. And I look forward to probably using your application. Definitely, I'm going to use your website after this and see how I can start investing in the stocks market. And that's how I can borrow somebody some money out there. I like borrowing so far there's money for returns for me in return. Definitely. I hope I'm going to be in Lagos next month, sir. The Solana developers, I think, summit or something.
The Solana, okay, the startup village.
Yeah, the startup village in Lagos next month.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, I'll be around. So,
All right, definitely we are going to see in person by the grace of God and have a
yeah.
very amazing time together. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Didion. God bless you.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend and
All
thank you once
right.
again. Bye.
All right. Thanks
And
for
big shout
having
out to
me.
everyone. All right, big shout out to everyone that stayed to the end of the live stream. For the two streamers on X and our three viewers also on YouTube. Thanks so much for your time. God bless you. We see you again next week. Try to enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Stay safe. And bye for now.
All right.